The weird circle. In this cave by the restless sea, we are met to call from out of the past stories, strange and weird. Bellkeeper, toll the bell, so that all may know we are gathered again in the weird circle.
Good evening, friends. Let me welcome you once more to the inner sanctum. This is Raymond, your host. Come in, won't you, and sit down? No, I'm not being polite. I'd prefer you to sit, you see, because within the next 5 minutes, you're going to be so weak in the knees that you won't be able to stand.
Your eyes. Exercise your imagination.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
I re-echoed, I aided, I surpassed them in volume and in strength.
Oh, got right into it. All right. Welcome to the first and maybe last Dr. Math show. Let's see if I can get this fixed up here.
This is pretty much how streaming goes for eternity.
I don't know where that echo came from. Apparently, I had that thing queued up someplace else too. So it's like...
Invariably.
But here we are. We're here to say goodbye to the Fund My Comic Besprinkled with Scarlet campaign.
Yeah.
Fabrizio was nice enough to join me and give me some tips.
I can give you tips about all sorts of things, except anything to do with comics, crowdfunding, art, or writing.
Or streaming, right?
Yeah, or streaming.
Holy Toledo. Yep. I don't know. Was that a little much for the beginning? Was that too long, do you think?
No, I mean, again, for a closeout, I think, you know, you're given a little leeway in that kind of stuff. Like I think beginning of campaigns and end of campaigns, there's a lot of a leeway.
Okay.
Now, if that was every time you stream, that'd be a little much.
Yeah, how much? I just love that whole video with the screaming, you know, and that last one. Every time I see that's from Poe Movies, the YouTube channel, they do their own. They've done a few Poe movies. They did Cask of Amontillado. They did Telltale Heart. I don't know if they did any other ones. They do a lot of like, hey, did you know this about Poe, or you know, things like that. But that Cask of Amontillado, I just watched that over and over. I mean, it's so good. Yeah, it's so good. I'm like, it just the two actors just nailed it, you know. And as good as the other versions might be, you know, they're just nowhere near as good as that. But
yeah, it's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine the other night about horror, and Poe is just like, for me, the perfect horror. Like, it fits perfectly in my definition and the stuff I actually like to watch. Then you get into like the gore and there's a whole other like category of horror which I just don't like at all, honestly.
Yeah, I was and I have nothing against that, and I do watch those type of movies on occasion, but you know, I prefer, you know, the old school stuff. I mean, and I want to say, like, you know, maybe not quite as tame as like the Witching Hour, or you know, what was the other one's House of Mystery, House of Secrets, you know.
Yeah.
You know, a little more than that, but I mean, I love those as well. But
yeah.
But yeah. So here we are. Let me see. I have no idea. Oh, here we go. Like I said, so I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Mo Biggs, how's it going?
Mo Biggs, stop by. Thanks, Mo. So here we are. Yeah. So I don't know. I thought I would talk a little bit about the campaign and maybe discuss with you or whoever else happens to stop by. There's a couple of other people said they might, if they have, you know, if they can. So if they do, great. We'll have them. But this whole thing started out of my passion for Poe, and growing up with Poe and rereading all these stories over and over again, and I'm trying to think of the exact time when I said like I'm going to do this comic book, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I felt like if I did, based it around Poe, um, it would be. I know I would have a good writer, and I would be
Yeah.
just kind of along for the ride. So, um,
And it's not something you see very often. I mean, there's a million Lovecraft like
now there is,
adaptations
yeah.
and yeah, a ton of that kind of stuff. But Poe is, you never see that kind of stuff.
And that's another thing I kind of found out because I didn't really think about it when I was because I know how passionate I am about Poe, but after doing the campaign, going through and meeting a lot of people online and meeting a lot of on streams and stuff, and people are familiar with Poe, but not like I'm familiar with Poe. It's
Yeah.
they know the kind of greatest hit stuff, and that's about it.
Yeah, like you said, like the last time we talked, even in schools, they're not exposed to it. Whereas I don't know, we in school we probably at least read 4 or 5 stories,
Yep.
and I just assumed everybody on the planet, at minimum, he's the father of the short story, or um, at minimum, his like landmark in fiction is that, even if you don't know the stories. I mean, surely people know Poe. Um, but yeah, like it doesn't seem like he gets as many movies anymore. It's just he doesn't get like the spotlight as he used to. Unfortunately, it's pretty modern now. Like people want to read Stephen King, and that's it's as difficult a read as they want. If it's using old language or anything that isn't very simplistic, people they have a tough time reading it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's the other good thing about Poe, though, is that most of his stuff is short stories. So, I mean, obviously, you worked on the oval portrait. That's like 2 pages long.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get much more brief. And, they range. I just reread, and I say reread, I barely remember it. Oh, what the heck is it? The Voyage of Arthur Pym from Nantucket.
I don't think I know that one. It
And
sounds familiar, but I don't.
yeah, John's Longbox mentioned it, and I'm like, huh? Well, he had mentioned something about Poe's death being connected to that story, and I'm like, huh? And I didn't recall the story, and so I went and I found it, and it's like his only novel, basically. Um, and it's pretty. It's got some horrific things in it, but it's more like a Tales of the Sea, kind of thing. Like this guy
Hmm.
stows away on a ship, and then it gets um, there's a mutiny on board, and a lot of bad things happen along the way. He ends up on another ship with another captain, and they're sailing towards Antarctica, discovering things in Antarctica.
Hmm.
But it ends very abruptly with this big kind of reveal, and the ending is kind of like, well, the last few chapters of the story got lost or something like that, which seemed like kind of a cop out, Just like,
It was all a dream.
yeah.
He was the first one to do that.
Yeah, so I mean that's the longest he has anyway, but I don't know. I mean, I could recommend it for some of the stuff that's in it, but the ending is very unsatisfying.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy just digging into language that I'm not used to. Like I find entertainment in just that. It's like, oh, here's words I don't know, here's a concept I don't know, something like that. Even if the ending is abrupt or whatever, I'm just kind of used to that. So even Poe is just like a teaching tool to get your mind like in a certain state in order to read other stuff.
Hmm.
If you're reading the Hardy Boys and then you jump into Frankenstein, that's pretty tough. But if you're reading Poe and then you're reading this and then you get used to that stuff. If not, you can struggle.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's funny. And then you mentioned Stephen King, and I know somebody that read like a ton of Stephen King books, and just whatever, how you get older, your taste change or whatever. Kind of got out of the whole horror thing, but he almost universally said that most of the endings sucked.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I I would have a problem with that. That wouldn't make me want to go back and read another one of his books if it was just another.
I never read a bunch of Stephen King. A few, I mean, the Dark Tower stuff. I read The Stand. A couple, not much more than that. I would have to think about the books. I was never a huge fan. There were some concepts I liked here and there. But yeah, like every time I would get to an ending that is unsatisfying, the last thing I want to do is run to the store and buy another. That's the last thing you remember is a bad ending. It's like, oh, I can't wait to jump into the next Stephen King novel. It's like you just finished watching Lost, and you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see what J.J. Abrams does next.
Yeah, no, and that didn't go well after that.
Yeah.
What else did he do that was any good?
J.J. Abrams or Stephen King?
J.J. Abrams.
So I did like Mission Impossible 3. I thought that was good. It was.
I don't even recall. I don't even recall he did that. So
it was a decent movie. It was a totally fine movie. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's a pretty low bar for a director at this point, but
yeah, because everything else has been pretty terrible.
Yeah, it really has. That doesn't stop him from getting giant movie deals nonstop.
Yeah, I don't know how it happens, but we could spend 2 hours just talking about the decline of pop culture.
Sure. So your first campaign, how was it? Like, just thoughts in general.
Yeah, it was the whole streaming, going onto people's channels and stuff, and I hear people go, oh my God, it's a slog, blah, blah, blah. I had a great time, just hanging out with people and chatting. And right now we're competing with the studio. Don, I can't remember his last name, but he had me on, and I was on there for, I think, 4 hours.
Yeah, I bail after an hour. It could be life or death, and I'm just you'll see a Fabrizio shaped hole in the wall.
Yeah, so I was on there 4 hours, and I had a good time, and we got off stream, and we were talking, and he goes, yeah, it's like they're like, oh yeah, we're trying to see if you're going to hang in there or not, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna have to do better than that, So,
man, that's like a Joe Rogan podcast length.
Yeah. So I'm like, but it was a good time. And all the people I encountered, I didn't have a problem with anybody. It was interesting to see how different people, did their shows. Like Andy Smith and like sci-fi for me, Jason. I don't know if you ever saw that. He just talks about sci-fi news and things like that, and but those guys are pretty professional how they have their stuff set up, and they give you, like some guidance and stuff. I mean, like Sci-Fi for Me gave me a sheet that said, hey, this is how it is to live stream, because he's like, a lot of people don't even know, maybe this is their first time doing it, but he'll tell you where to put the camera, how to, what to do, what not to do, kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, that was really cool,
Yeah, that's interesting. Did they have like sample jokes for you? You're like, if things start to get to a lull, just
I got plenty of dad jokes, so
yeah, exactly.
But other guys were definitely looser. There's some guys I was on, they were just basically draw streams, and you hang out and you just chat, and which is cool. That's cool too. Like I said, the studio there, that was really interesting. And that was the other thing why I wasn't going to bail on that, because they're sitting around drawing your characters, and it's like, it's super interesting. And you feel like, hey, they're if they can take the time to do this, I can take the
Yeah.
time to hang out. So
That's cool. Yeah, seeing other people draw your characters is just fun. It can come from
yeah,
anybody, and it can be honestly, it can even be outside of what you expect your character to be doing, and it's still a blast.
yeah, yeah, and it's like, and every time I see something, I'm like, well, that could be like, and if it's not quite on model or whatever, I'm like, oh, that could be like, you know, how they have like a medieval Spawn and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like that, like, oh, it could be something like that.
Yeah,
But yeah, actually the one guy, Tank Ferret, did a awesome piece, and I actually bought that, so I should be getting that in the mail soon. But I'm like that. I think that's going to end up making a great T-shirt. you
that's
know,
cool. Yeah.
yeah, and the type of thing it is, and being influenced because another show I went on was Death Metal Hero, um,
I didn't know that either.
and he obviously he's into death metal, and I love metal. I love all kinds of music. Death metal has been kind of something that I've just dabbled in a little bit. Um, but when I saw that picture that he drew, I'm like, this needs like a death metal logo. So I need
Mm,
to make like a death metal. I'm gonna take my first crack at doing a logo. Like I used to draw logos as a kid, like at school and stuff. I would take a word and make a logo for it.
interesting.
So I haven't actually done one like in years, and I haven't done it in any kind of software. So we'll see how
That's
it
cool.
goes. But yeah,
You've been like the traditional death metal logo you can't read. Those guys.
yeah. I don't think I want to go that far, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think I want to have some of that going on. But
Yeah, I love that. Like you see people in public, and it's like you know it's a death metal. You don't know if it's you don't know if it's satire, and you're staring at their chest and you're trying to decipher what it is.
that's what that's what he said was the the harder the logo to read, the heavier they are.
Yeah.
um, Luke is his name, and he also coined the phrase that I used ever since then, where he was talking about the book, and he said, "This is you've got a murderer's row of artists on this."
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, murderer's row. I love that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, same as far as like meeting people in the space and live streaming. It's always been fun. It's rare you meet people that you don't get along with. Sure, it happens. Obviously, we know it happens in comics. But for the
everybody
most
gets
part,
along, right?
I mean, for the most part, you can stay
That's
out of
life,
it
you know.
and just talk about comics or art or the
Yeah,
fun stuff.
yeah, that's the thing. I think people need to keep out of the weeds, and you'll be a lot better for it. I mean, I'd rather get in, a heated argument about, who's better, Batman or Wolverine, than politics or whose stream I didn't like, or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Yeah.
All right. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'll just bring up the campaign quick,
Yeah.
look at it, and then we can chat about um what your process for doing the piece that you did.
Okay.
Um, du- 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 du. All right. There we are. We're at 85%.
Nice.
You're getting there. 1 hour to go. All right. We don't need to play the video. Um, uh, Ricardo, who did the cover here, he actually got back to me and said he would try to make it tonight. He wasn't sure though.
Oh, cool.
And I knew this was going to be tough for anybody. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking when I ended the campaign, when I ended it, like a couple days after Christmas, but
Honestly, I think it's a good time. It's like it's not Christmas Day the day after,
yeah.
It's like I'm not doing much. I just got up from a nap to get on here. So,
So you're good to go.
yeah.
You get another 10 hours in you, right? Yeah. It's funny because at first it was set to close at like 3 in the afternoon or something.
Mm,
And so I reached out to Luke at Fund My Comic, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what time do you want it set for?" So I'm like, "Well, 9 o'clock would be a good time."
that's cool.
So anywho, here we are. So Ricardo's cover. Um, love that. And
Yeah,
the
it's great.
Luke Stone and I created that logo. Mostly Luke. I did give him like some suggestions, but um, and this is just these are the different stories,
Yeah.
or the different stories in the book anyway. Um, somebody mentioned, I can't remember if it was Devil Flyer um, Rex there, but somebody mentioned that you're the only guy I know that had a orangutan on the cover of their book. I'm like, I guess it's got that going for it. So surprisingly enough, the newsprint version has more backers than the regular version.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
I,
that color.
I wouldn't have seen that coming, but and I actually, well, I'll show it afterwards. I have the original sitting here, and then this one, this is actually no, that was cover B. Sorry, the newsprint one is still number 2 in the backing. So, but hey, that's why we got options. People can get what they
Yeah.
want. So the newsprint one, which I should have, I have to get the final files. I'm hoping to have them in hand by uh, middle of January, third week of January, probably the end of January. I don't want to, but won't be too long.
Yeah, that's nice.
3-in-1 bundle. Digital. Do you do digital?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay. How does that go for you?
I mean, I'm actually shocked at how many people get digital, but that's just because I never get digital.
I know
I
it's,
mean, I don't think I've ever opted for the digital unless it was out of the country, but even so, I still try to get the print if at all humanly possible.
yeah. Yeah, I'm a print guy. I mean, I have bought digital simply because shipping was so expensive.
Yeah.
Um, I actually just bought a digital. I don't even know what you call it. It's a Edgar Allan Poe. It's like a game book, and I don't know if I talked to you about this or not.
Mm-mm.
Um, but like a hardcover of it, like on eBay, was like $60 or $70, and the digital was like 14. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just gonna get the digital. So,
Yeah.
but usually they just sit in a folder and I never read them.
Yeah, at least for me, most of the time digital ones, I like having copies of print versions I have if I'm doing like research. So if I want to research, I don't know, an old G.I. Joe comic or something, I don't want to go pull it out of a box. I'm like, how did they draw X or how did they handle this? It's a lot easier to put it up on an iPad, but
Yeah,
I'm never reading it. It's always just more of like
just
visual
a reference.
reference and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
cool. Yeah, it's an option though. And then, like I said, I get it for people that just can't,
Yeah.
don't want to spend the money. Um, T-shirt with the awesome Christian Rossi artwork. I actually had one of these made up, which I'm glad I did one ahead of time because I messed it up. So, so the next one won't be messed up.
That's cool.
These buttons, all in one bundle. A few of those sold. Still, I don't know. I still haven't. I mean, it's expensive, $400, but
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
great
for art
piece.
now, what were you charging for you had pages, right? Interior
I
pages?
did, I think 300, something
Okay.
like that.
So I didn't think 400 for this piece is steep.
No, it's great.
And then 180 for the pencils on this one. And just between you and me, and I don't know if anybody's watching, but if this doesn't sell, I'm probably going to buy it for myself. So, because I have a lot of the original art, unless it was digital. Like I don't have these two pieces, but oddly enough, you did how did it? You're still in the midst of your campaign, right? How is the sketch card thing going for you?
I don't. A few maybe.
Okay.
I haven't checked recently. Yeah, less original art and sketch cards than I thought would
Yeah.
go. But
Because we haven't sold any of these, and I've only sold one of these. I'm interested. Yeah, see, now it says it's sold out. So now this was interesting too. So this is it's supposed to be a stretch goal at 1,400, but I'm going to give it to everybody anyway. But it's the complete stories in it's basically a digital paperback.
that's cool.
And the hopes is I am going to print a few of these for like cons and stuff. I think I can do it cheaply enough to, sell them cheaply enough. So,
Yeah, that's cool. How many pages would that be?
you know what? I don't remember. I'm actually curious myself now. Because it's got Murders in the Rue Morgue, which is a longer one. Yeah, I'd have to look. But yeah, I'm going to give that to everybody anyway. My plan is to, I'm not sure the best way to do it, because I want to, when I sell the comic to people in person, I want to include a way for them to get this for free. And I don't know. I mean, I can make a QR code to go to, I don't know.
Yeah, I would just post it. Well, I don't know if you have like a server, FTP, Dropbox, something like that. But yeah, I would just make a QR code for people to download it right on
Yeah.
their phones.
Yeah, I accidentally paid for a QR code place for like premium stuff for the next year. So, but unfortunately, once that's over, some of those are going to expire. And I'm like, I don't want to do something that's going to expire right away. So,
Yeah, you don't. So, just a heads up, you don't actually need to pay for QR codes. So you can get free QR codes, and that link will live forever.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know why I went with that company that I went with, but I already paid for it. So,
Yeah.
So it is what it is. One of the many mistakes I think I've made, but you know how it
Yeah, I
goes.
mean, there's many a concert ticket that I've bought, and only after I've paid for it realized, it was like a secondary site, where like
Oh, Jesus.
it's like you Google it, hey, like, hey, Clutch tickets, Pittsburgh, PA, and it reroutes you, and you're like, I just paid $200 for, so it just happens.
Yeah. And that's if you can even get it on the regular site, though. Now it's
Yeah.
insane, this stuff. I had tickets to. Are you familiar with Blackmore's Night?
No.
It's Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple.
Okay.
You familiar with Richie Blackmore?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So he, after he stopped doing what he was doing, him and his wife created this band called Blackmore's Night, and they do like medieval like music.
That's cool.
So they go to usually they go to what do you call it, the fairs and stuff, the
the Renaissance fairs.
Renaissance fairs, yeah. So they were playing nearby, and I'm like, oh dude, it's funny too, because I was at the Alice Cooper Judas Priest show at the time. I was in between sets. I'm like, oh, I wonder what other concerts are going on. So I bought tickets while I was sitting there at the concert for this Blackmore's Night. And it was, the cool thing is it's a small venue nearby. it was $77 for the tickets, and it was second row, and the that venue you can do will call, so you pay for it. You don't pay any shipping. You don't pay any fees. You go there, you pick up your ticket, and you see the show.
Yeah.
And so I love that about that venue. But they ended up canceling the show, so
Oh,
which sucks. But
that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, a lot of those old guys just end up driving those songs that they played into the ground for the rest of their lives.
yeah,
So doing something different is pretty cool.
yeah. I mean, she sings, he plays, and they have like a whole band, and it's all like
Hmm.
that's why I was talking to Kevin Conrad about it because he's a big Kiss fan, and he's like, I'm like, hey, I got tickets to Blackmore's Night. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, I don't like minstrel music. I'm like, okay. And I think the thing that really got me into them was their Christmas music,
I'm gonna
'cause
have to check them out now.
yeah, but really good stuff. But it's definitely they've done a couple of covers of his, like they did a Rainbow Tune, they did Street of Dreams, they did Child in Time, Deep Purple. So they have done a few cover versions of his old songs, but I don't know if do you call them cover since they're his songs? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Different versions, I
yeah,
guess.
reimaginings.
So how do you tell how many people are watching you from
Top left, right? In StreamYard should say it.
top left? Looks like we have 3 people watching. So anyway, this is this black circle right here. Once I get off of the share, I'll show you what that is. Retailers bundle. So there we are. I think this thing is pretty good about updating live. So we're still at 85%. Let me stop sharing. All right. And then nope. How do I this is what happens when you have a rank amateur in charge of things here. Hey, look at that. So this is that black sticker. So this is a sketch that Dan Parent had done for me. And then I had Jim Whitting. Can you see that? I had Jim Whitting color it for me. And I don't know why I thought about this hypnotic swirl type thing that I thought was cool. So
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm not sure. I don't think we're going to make it to that stretch goal. So
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll do something with it. But that's where we are. So the I was going to show that, but so when what did you think when I reached out to you to work on this? What were your thoughts on the book or on the
I mean, I just did another commission for somebody, and not doing Horace H. Hoover is a blast. It's because I've just been doing that, at least in comic books and art, for 6 years. I don't know how many years at this point. So any chance to do something different, I freaking love it.
Yeah.
You're just so constrained with what you're working on at any given time. So I love it. Obviously, Poe, one of my favorites. A brand new story. If I would have had to do a story that I really knew well, I don't know if it might have been as fun, but I think it's like when you read a story for the first time, like your brain is just like flashing images at you, and the first thing you want to do is just like get it down right away. So I didn't have to think a lot. If I had to do House of Usher or something like that, I think I would have really not labored over it, but I would have really thought about it because I don't know when I read it, 30, 40 years ago. It's almost like you have to think about it from the beginning again or something in order to
Right.
get like a fresh take on it. I know this is a long answer, but
Yeah, you're
yeah.
fine.
So it was not Horace H. Hoover. Edgar Allan Poe is my favorite. Also, a bunch of other artists that I really like involved in it. So I mean, I love the whole idea of the project, um, and I was really happy with the drawing in the end.
Yeah.
So.
So I don't know if I was going to bring up the old message on X, but I didn't. But do you remember the things I gave? Because I had given you like some choices or whatever, like, hey, try this one or that one, or
Yeah,
yeah, I remember
I
now.
could probably find it, but you gave me a few options. Um,
Cask of Amontillado might have been one of them. I don't know
and
because I don't know
yeah,
if I had somebody lined up at the time for that one.
it's almost like so Elvis, right? Your whole life you hear Elvis, whether it's in a commercial or a movie, or it just like permeates the world. So it's almost like you don't actually hear it, you know? And I went out and I bought the Elvis Christmas album one time, kind of as a joke, as a lark, and I loved it. And then all of a sudden, I heard Elvis for the first time.
Yep.
Like, I heard Hound Dog for the first time, and I'm like, this is actually a great freaking song. So, I think I would have had to go back and really like rediscover these old stories,
Hmm.
like a Cask or, I mean, House of Usher is definitely my favorite if I had to pick one.
Hmm.
I bet I can find it though.
Yeah. The it's funny you mentioned Elvis because like I grew up with Elvis. It was something that my mom had, so I would sit and listen to her collection of 45 she had, and she had some albums and stuff, but she loved Elvis. And then I moved on to, Kiss and, you know, hard rock, heavy metal and that. And then, as life goes on, you kind of loop back, like I'm re-listening to Elvis, and I'm really, I find I'm really drawn to the stuff that he did like later in his life too,
Hmm.
I mean, I like most of it, but I do like some of the stuff from
Yeah,
later on.
it's interesting how that works out, but you have to like force yourself sometimes to just okay, pretend you've never heard the song before. Like if I had to go reread a Lovecraft story, it would be very difficult at this point to like see it with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it looks like I found the message. You said either Cask or Oval Portrait. So
Okay. So it was the two.
yeah, and
Yeah.
immediately when I thought of the Cask Amontillado, I'm like, I had a picture in my head. Like as soon as I say it, there's just a specific picture in my head. I'm like,
Right.
no, I'm gonna go with a brand new story and just kind
Yeah.
of like
That's
discover it.
awesome. Yeah. And that's what I was able to discover along the way too, because I like you said, you have the ones you keep going back to and revisiting and rereading and um that and then I was finding stuff that I'm like, I've never read this before, I don't know what this is, and some of them were, I can't remember, I got to go back and look what the one was, but I started reading it and I'm like, it's like 3 pages of him describing like the scenery, and I'm just like,
Hmm.
I don't know, this is a little much, so I didn't finish that one, you know, but like never bet the devil your head, Um, I had heard a old radio show of that, which I think I sent you the link to,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is this is hilarious, this is a funny story. I didn't even know he did funny stories,
Yeah. That's I would have bet my life he couldn't write a funny story.
He's got it. There's at least two that I know of. There's that one, and then there's one. Let me see if I can find it before I misquote it. But it's I always go to this postories.com. But the system of Dr. Tar and Professor Feather, and that's another one, and it's basically that's where the inmates are running the asylum came from.
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, and that's a great one. And I think I'm going to try to get that one into the next book. But
That's great.
the next one's going to be super interesting for me because I'm writing a longer story. I'm adding new characters, and I also got this harebrained idea. Like, whereas this one I had Dr. Mask in every piece, I want to have something in each piece that kind of has something to do with the story as well. So something that maybe gives you a clue to what's going on in the story.
That's cool.
So it would be the same sort of thing where I'd have my plan right now is have 4 pages in the front of sequentials, 4 pages in the back, and then the same kind of setup
format.
And maybe I don't know. I'm getting I have gotten some feedback and stuff about the fact that not all it doesn't have the whole story. And when I went into it, I'm like, who needs that? You can go online, you can find it for free. Things like that, and not realizing that there are a lot of people that just don't know it or haven't read it or whatever. So
yeah, I guess like in my head, every Barnes and Noble bargain bin has the complete like every one, and it's I don't know $10,
yeah, that's where
$12 or something.
Yeah, that's where I got the H.P. Lovecraft book, I think. So that I bought about a year ago. But Jason on the Sci-Fi for Me, was talking about. He goes, "Did any of the artists like say to you, hey, you doing the whole story, or because I was only asking for one illustration."
Yeah,
and I'm like, nope, not one of them said, hey. They're like, hey, but I don't think it would be depending on the story. I don't think it like the Raven. I would probably put the whole thing in, even though that's like going to be like 3 pages long or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you could just tailor the stories to the shorter stories that you could actually fit in one thing.
Yeah, I mean the one you did obviously is the shortest, and it's got 95% of the story in the book. So
yeah.
It just doesn't have the whole intro where the guy, goes into the old house or whatever is writing and,
right.
Whatever and starts reading about the portrait. But yeah. Yeah, that was, I've got, let me see if I can make myself bigger again. So here's never before seen. I don't even know if you can see him now because it's in this plastic. I think this is what you sent it in. This is how I roll. I just don't even. I'll just tease it, but that's the pencils.
Yeah, it was fun to do. Like some stories you got to really dig for visual stuff. Like you have to almost read between the lines. I'm like, oh, maybe I can accentuate this or that. But that story was it just like screams like an illustration.
Yeah. Yeah, they the next ones I'm going to do, and ones that I probably looked at before are going to be more difficult, like even the Raven, when I was looking at that, trying to sum that up in one illustration.
Yeah.
But there's some of his poetry is just so, interpretive, or so many things going on in it that it's, what do you do,
Yeah. Yeah, you got to find somebody that knows the material and likes the material, not just like, okay, this is the first time I'm reading the Raven and this is what I'm getting out of it, because you really need to you need to live with it for a bit.
Yeah, because originally because I think Rob Geronimo was the first one I went to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. There's the book. What, would you be interested in doing? And then he mentioned he wanted to do the Raven. And I'm just like, well, I'm not doing the Raven, so
Yeah.
I was like, but let me because he wasn't super into Poe. You know, I mean, he's into classic literature for sure, and classic art. Uh, he's a what is he an art? He's an art teacher.
Art
So
teacher, yeah.
yeah, so it's not like he doesn't know this stuff, but he just is not that familiar with Poe. And so then when I was reading Descent into Maelstrom, I just thought he would be, a good fit for that illustration. So he was good enough to do that. But I don't know if you've seen the stuff he's working on Instagram now.
It's been a while.
I mean, it's I don't know. Every time I see him, he's up in his game, and it's amazing stuff. I mean, he did Moses parting the sea, and he's still doing like monsters and stuff like that too. But
Yeah.
he's
That's
just,
interesting.
yeah, wherever it leads him, that's what I'm doing. But but yeah, he originally wanted to do the Raven, and I forget where that was going. But anyway, yeah, it's been interesting for me working with everybody. I mean, since like the late 80s till now, I've been, going to conventions, talking to artists. I've made some, you know, I don't know, a few friends, and then other people that I just know really well, that
Yeah.
you see all the time. And, I mean, when you go up to the table and they know your name, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like Dan Perrin, who did that, I bought a ton of stuff off of him, artwork over the years. He's done sketches of, this is where my relationship started with him years ago. So I was at a comic show in Ramapo, New York. It was at a high school gym. And you're like, that sounds terrible. But it was put on by the Ramapo Comic Book Club, and which just having a comic book club.
Yeah.
Cool,
I've never heard of that in my entire life.
So in
Do they
May,
solve comic book mysteries? Like, is there
what's that?
do they solve comic book mysteries?
Comic book, yeah, right.
Like anyway.
So, but for whatever reason, the people that that rent, the teacher or whoever was in charge of it, could get like, you'd go there and there would be like 30 or more guests, and Ramapo is pretty close to New York City, so it's not not too hard to get to if you're living in the city or near the city. But I mean, so that's where I met him there. And he was doing these, I want to say it was $20 or something, but you could go to him and get your picture drawn like Archie, I'm like, oh, that's cool. So me and my wife did it. And we got the sketch done, and we actually have had it hanging on our wall for after we got married and moved into this house. It's been hanging on the wall. And I think 2 years ago, I took the picture back to him to re-ink it because the inks had faded on it.
Oh shit.
So he re-inked it for us, like however
That's
many
funny.
years later. But all along the way, like he's got this book called Die Kitty Die, his own book. Him and now I'm going to forget his name, his co-creator, but it's about this like childhood actress that gets, people are trying to wipe her out so that they can, because when a star dies, like you can like make all kinds of money after they're dead because, people are like, get
Yeah.
nostalgic about them and stuff. So they're trying to kill her, and they just do all these crazy books about, but so I've been buying art from those books and Archie art and different things. And, so just like I said, and he did a picture for my son. He drew a picture of him to give to his mom for Christmas one year. He did a picture of the family one year,
That's
so
cool.
yeah. So it's a good time. So yeah, after years of doing that, and I'm like, I feel like, you know, I don't have any problem talking to creators anyway. I mean, I spend my time doing that at conventions too. So
Yeah, I mean, having a table and just having people walk by, slightly make eye contact, and then immediately go away is just, it's the ultimate. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a long weekend. You know, anybody that'll stop and talk.
hey, headless bourgeoisie, let's show that.
How's it going?
Hell, how are you?
Yeah, I was at a
Yeah, we're
Comic
just kind of
Con,
chatting.
a small Comic Con in Dubois Bay, which is about half hour from where I grew up, and it was a small place too, like a hall, and I just didn't know what to expect, and it was a lot of fun, and I think it's because it's not close to anything that has Comic Cons.
Hmm.
So if you're even remotely interested in toys or comics or anything at all, like you go to this thing on this Sunday morning or Saturday morning, or whatever it was, and people were really like engaged in the whole thing. Even again, even people that weren't necessarily buying stuff, they were still interested, and that was one of my favorite cons, honestly.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I might pick just random small conventions like that aren't, the big ones, just because people don't have access to it.
Yeah, that's what Keith Gleason says a lot. Is that the small ones, or sometimes he'll do like a flea market or something, or like a
Mm,
craft show or something. He's the only comic book guy there, you know,
yeah.
and he does really well, especially because he has stuff geared. So if you're at a craft fair, there's a lot of moms there and wives, and they have kids, you know, usually. So I think that
Yeah.
helps with what he's selling. I don't know if I would do well at a craft fair,
I
but
wouldn't either. But you're right, like Keith's stuff, like it's very you can see what it is by the imagery very quickly. You don't
right,
have to like pitch it as much as you might have to, other
right.
things. You can tell what it is.
Yeah, I think I was going to look into some like just strictly more like horror shows than comic shows. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might actually be at Plastic City this in 2026.
okay.
It's a drive for me, so it's like one of
Yeah,
those things. But I would like to plan on it, and
I think my wife already told me I'm not going to be there because I don't know for 100% sure yet, but it looks like that's about the time where my son would be heading off to college.
mm,
So I might not be able to do anything that weekend.
that
So
makes
we'll
sense. I
see.
mean,
We'll see. But yeah, I've been to that one, what, 4 years in a row? It was one of the few ones I actually made it to this year. I was only to the local one they have every like 6 months, and in Albany. And then that one, and I don't know. I don't think I went to anything else. It just did not work out. You know, usually I go to Terrificon,
mm,
and
I've been wanting to go to that one. Yeah, it's it seems like it's a wide open year, and then very quickly it's like, well, that falls on a work thing for this, and this is a family thing and a wedding, and
yeah,
it just happens.
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how my son goes off to college, whether it's better or worse as far as planning stuff. Because he's a baseball player, and I know we're gonna want to go watch him play. So
Oh, that's cool.
it's like you know
Where's he going to school? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm not 100% sure yet.
Yeah,
So, but the one where he's leaning toward is about an hour away, so that won't be too
that's
bad.
not bad. Yeah.
Um, I think the furthest we went was like 4 hours, and to one in Pennsylvania. So, but I originally told him he's got to move out of New York because I don't want to live here anymore, but he didn't listen. So,
I don't know if PA is the place you want to go though.
yeah, I mean, it's away from the city and everything. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I would definitely not recommend. There was a few colleges in near Chicago too that
Hmm.
look pretty good, but it's like, I don't know if you want to do that either.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. At this point,
I don't
there
want to
are
be anywhere too close to a city.
yeah, there like you don't want to go to Philly, you don't want to be in New York, you don't want to be in New Jersey. Like there's definitely places you want to be away from,
Yeah,
and that's really the like only criteria.
yeah, yeah.
But so Fund My Comic, like you you don't have to meet the goal to get the money, right?
No,
And
it
it
depends on
keeps
how you set
funding.
it up. It
Okay.
depends on how you set it up. So I set it up to keep it all, which is I'll get whatever's like I've already gotten some of the money,
Okay.
but you get it almost not instantly, but I think you have to wait till it clears through Stripe and stuff. But um, yeah, I've already gotten some of the money, um, and then you can set it up like you would like Kickstarter, or I don't know how Kickstarter is actually, but 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 where you if it doesn't fund, then nobody gets
Nothing
anything.
happens.
Yeah.
So what is your so it ends at 9 o'clock tonight,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then
1 hour.
uh, did you say you got proofs for all the books yet or not? Or you're
I do
gonna
not have proofs yet. No,
okay.
I will have. I hope to have the proofs for the. I should have the proofs of the newsprint ones for in a couple of weeks, I would think, but we'll
So
see.
when do you think things will ship out roughly?
Well, if at this point, I don't know if we're going to technically make goal, but my plan is I've already set up a Kickstarter.
Okay.
It's like ready to go. So I was going to see what happens. And in a few days, if I want to, I'll start that rolling and basically just put them both together. So whatever stretch goals we happen to hit, I'll just give them
Gotcha.
to, yeah. So I've seen guys, they do their main campaign on one and then do it on another and just pick up some extra money or whatever.
Yeah.
So um,
Yeah,
I
that
don't.
definitely seems to be the standard.
Yeah,
Um,
I think. I mean, I see like Graham Nolan and Billy Tucci, and um, I don't know if Andy did it. I'm trying to think of who's been on Fund My Comic, but like Graham, I think he did Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and Fund My Comic. So, and
Jesus.
yeah, so I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do that. I
That's a
definitely am
hassle.
not doing Indiegogo. I have not heard anything good about how things have changed over
Yeah.
there, and I was never a big fan of theirs to begin with. So,
Yeah.
like, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, um, how much of this? How is your campaign going?
Okay. Oh, thank you.
So you got to go over there. I should have. If you have a link for it, I could throw it in the chat there.
Yeah, I'll throw it in there. Yeah, it's
Um,
okay. I mean, this time of year is interesting, no doubt. Um, but it's just like you can't. Sometimes you just have to do it whenever you can, and you can't hold
yeah,
off. So that's kind of how I look at it. I mean,
I don't know. I was just looking to see how to make somebody a wrench, but
but
I don't know how to do that either. I think I want to try Restream anyway. So where private chat?
yeah. All right, I'm gonna head out here soon. I gotta grab some food.
All right. Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for reaching out. This is really again the commissions that I've done have been a blast to do. And honestly, in 2026, I might do that more than not. And I mean, like in writing, no matter what you do, honestly, if you can just do something just outside of your comfort zone, it just when you go back to that thing you're working on, it always helps.
Yeah.
So, the more diverse subject matter and technique and tools I can use, I can feed it back into Horace H. Hoover. But So yeah, thanks a lot. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait to see it in print. I can't wait to see the other art too. I'm still in the dark on the art.
Yeah, I'm interested too because like going because so I have I've had a couple of sketchbooks over the years, and I actually have one for my son, and it's interesting when you take your sketchbook to somebody and you're like, hey, can you do a sketch of whatever, and then they'll flip through it and they'll be like, holy geez, I was like, I got to step up my game here, or whatever.
Yeah.
So so that's
Yeah.
kind of interesting. We'll see what happens with this, and people look at them like, damn. I've
Yeah.
already got a not quite messages or whatever, but I've gotten some impressions from people uh that didn't do anything in the book, that they were kind of disappointed in themselves that they didn't do something for the book. So,
Yeah, my
but
thing
hey,
is like never say no. Like if somebody asks me to do any sort of artwork, I'll do it.
yeah,
Um like
mostly it's time. People just don't have the time. But
yeah, yeah, but I again, it's like if it's a new experience, a new subject matter, because if given free time, I would have just settle into these ruts of I'm like, oh, I'll do a variation of something else I'm doing. So
yeah,
yeah, I'm excited to see everybody's artwork in print and see this thing on a shelf.
yep, me too. All right. Well, thanks
All
for
right,
stopping by. Go
yeah,
have some nice dinner.
all right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Okay. Now let's see if I can actually do a show by myself here. It's pretty easy chatting with people. All right. Let's see. I'll just bring up the campaign and chat about it, because that'll just lead to more interesting stuff. All right. Let's just play the trailer. Hey, thanks, Headless Bourgeoisie. Drink. Go ahead. I think that's only my second screw up tonight, but anyway, let's start over. Okay, I just wanted to go down the because I wanted to talk about this. This is the opening panel of the book, and the first page is a sequential page. The last page is a sequential page, and I just wanted to start off the, start off the book running with some action. So that's where that came from. It's covered by Ricardo Jaime. This woman here was loosely based on Anita Ekberg. It was interesting to see this because, basically, obviously, these are characters from some of the stories inside, and it was cool to see his take, the differences his art has compared to, their original take on the characters. So the cool thing is that all the other pieces were done before he started this cover. So he did have some sort of reference to the characters, which was cool. That worked out. When I was doing the started the book, I had a hell of a job finding somebody to do a cover. I asked a bunch of guys about doing covers. On another stream, I had talked about this, but one of the artists I had reached out to was Tom Mandrake, who was a big fan of his run on the Spectre, and he'd done a lot of Batman stuff, and I really loved his artwork. And I had tried contacting him multiple times and could not get a response from him. So, but there was other guys that just were too busy or whatever, So I actually had this one, the homage cover by Greg Murray. That was done long before the cover A was done. I knew I wanted to do a homage cover. I knew I wanted it to be this midnight cover because it just reminds me of Poe so much. So, but yeah, it was interesting though. But he had done Fall of the House of Usher on the inside, and I thought that was amazing. So I said, why don't you do a cover too? So I was talking to Fabrizio a little bit about this, but the newsprint copies, I'm hoping to have those no later than the end of January, but we'll see. My goal is still to fulfill by the end of March. So I wanted to get this thing done. Well, it was 90% complete before it launched. So, but then I want to be able to fulfill it as quickly as possible because I'm not really, down with people having to wait. I get guys that, I don't mind guys taking their time to do a book, but I don't want to, wait forever. Anyway, so this is the basic layout of the book. You're going to have the text from the story over here, and the artwork, each story done by a different artist. And like it says, in black, white, and red, so you can get a feel for what that looks like. Here's another interior here. This is The Lake by Jim Whitting, that he had done. More interiors by the mighty Christian Rossi. Here's the whole team. Robert Geronimo. I did show this complete piece of artwork on the comic book radio stream that I was on. So if anybody wants to actually see that, they can check it out there. I think it was towards the end of the show. Alexei Gorbut, doing the Black Cat. You should follow him on Twitter. He does a lot of awesome artwork. I would really love to see, because a lot of his stuff, I think he's from Russia, but a lot of his stuff he sent me a link one time. Like, hey, where can I pick up some of your stuff? And it was all in Russian. And like, even trying to do like Google Translate and stuff, I just could not figure it out to even buy something. So I never did. But I would love to see if he's got stuff that could be re-released in the United States in English. That would be awesome. And here we are with Jim Whitting in the Lake again. Preston Azevedo. Peter Gilmore. I wish I could show more of this piece. I just, like a lot of these, I just don't want to spoil them. But his was amazing. They're all amazing. Anthony Pugh, who I ran into at I think it was QE3, which is an independent Comic-Con. It's all independent creators, and it was just an amazing show. But I ran into him. He had some artwork that I actually bought a piece off of him, and I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe would you be interested in doing something like that? And he's like, oh, sure, just let me know. And so he ended up doing the Casca Maniano. It's kind of cool how you just don't even know, like, working on a book like this. Like, most people, when they go into a book, they're like, well, I know, Joe's going to be my whatever, he's going to be my penciler, and then I got an inker, and whoever's going to do the colors, and all that's all lined up. And mine, I had the colorist because I wanted the same colors to color everything to kind of make some sort of cohesion with all the different artists. And that was it pretty much. And the letterer, but Jim Whitting, who did some of the art, also did a lot of the graphic design and things like that. So he's the one that came up with the borders around, because that's one of the things I was looking for, is some cool looking like borders around the pictures and text, rather than just a plain white page or whatever. But I get carried away here. Anyway, like I said, Ricardo had also done this fall, The House of Usher. I think people are going to be blown away when they finally see this. He did say that he thought it was like one of the best pieces he's ever done. So Kevin Conrad, you might know from Spawn and Kiss Psycho Circus, did The Premature Burial. Brian Bow. I say it Brian Bow because that's the way John Longbox says it. So hopefully that's right, because I know they're good friends. So, but I don't think that's funny. I grabbed a bunch of the original art, and I don't think I have that piece. It doesn't look like it. Fabrizio, who we just talked to, he did an awesome job on the oval portrait. Richie Acosta, who I met in passing at a con, he was showing his stuff to another creator, Johnny C, who's on the Indie Comics Relay show. You should check that out if you haven't watched their show. But they do a ton of stuff with independent creators on there. But he was showing stuff to Johnny, and Johnny's like, oh, yeah, I'll keep you in mind, but I don't have anything right now. And I was like, oh, you mind if I take a look? And so I got his number and everything, and here we are. So he's been awesome too. He's been really good about like sharing and doing the social media stuff and everything. So Elliot Rodriguez did the back cover. This was a promo piece, and I'm like, I just can't let this be a promo piece because it was just too good. So I actually did make a test t-shirt of myself for myself of the artwork. It looked pretty cool. But it was a little, I don't know if it was how it was printed or if it's the artwork and the printing, but it just seemed a little too, it just didn't pop like it should, like the actual artwork does. So T-shirt with Christian Rossi. He did the logo up here for Fund My Comic, and I just asked him to switch that out and do a Edgar Allan Poe book for the T-shirt. So there it is. Still some sketch cards available. This one is not anymore. So there's 9 of those left. They're printed on they're drawn on these cards here, these Dr. Mask cards. With Kevin, you can choose any character you want, $35 plus shipping. Shipping is $10, I think, but if you use this, it'll only be $6. So if you just get a sketch card, it'll be $6 to ship it to you. So but that was pretty reasonable. And Jim, he decided to do all of his ahead of time. So we have a bunch of these. They're one and done. So if you see something you like, just grab it, and it's one of only. And he just did a broad range of things, you know. And a retailer's bundle at a pretty good discount. I will say that the discounts, like the all-in-one tier, is a pretty good discount. I think I upped it. You save $9 on the on that tier. So, but anyway, let me get that. Let's look at some original art. Why not? Take this. We should have done this before. So Elliot was nice enough to do the art and then ship it to me. I don't know how he did. I mean, I don't know how he did it. He did it pretty reasonably though, because I think he's in Peru, but he just did. He just blew it away. So yeah, good stuff. But when I did that, I wanted something that I could put on like flyers and things like that, and you know, put on social media and that sort of thing. But like I said, it was so good. I'm like, I got to make it part of the book too. And this is the cover that Dave Murray did, homage cover. I told them to leave this blank because it's, I knew I was going to put my own logo on it. I didn't know it at the time, but this is copyright. So somebody owns the rights to that. I guess you can pay them a few bucks and you can put it on there. But I just decided to remove it. There were some things that Jim Whitting did on this too, from the original to the final cover. Just edited some of the text, and you know, there was like a problem here with, like, it looks like he never crossed the T on the witching, you know, and stuff like that. But we fixed all that up, and but I basically just took the original cover, swapped out my character, and changed the wording on the word bubble to just talk about, you know, what is actually inside. So this is a piece by Anthony Pugh, who did the Cask of Amontillado. This is the piece I bought off of him. I thought it was pretty wild. I love skulls, as you can probably tell. So, but yeah, all original. I should ask him too, because I don't even know if he still has the original for this, or because I think he does everything traditional. Here's the original. I'll try to do this without showing too much, but there's the this is before the lettering in color, so Christian Rossi piece. It's good stuff. And one other piece, I think. One other one. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I'll spoil a little bit of this. This is Peter Gilmore's original. That's all you get for that. It's just so hard. It's hard to spoil just pieces of this stuff because it's there's only so much art in the book. This is Richie gave me this too. But this is a Daredevil piece that he had done. This is just a print, but I think this is one of the things that made me think he would be a great fit for that particular one, for Mask of the Red Death. So Mask of the Red Death and Cask of Amontillado were two that I knew I wanted in there no matter what. Those are two of my favorites. Probably kill him. If you have headphones, rest in peace. Sorry about that. All right. I just have I kind of showed this before. This is Fabrizio's book. I'll show this one too. It's just funny that I don't think he influenced my choice of a library at all, but it's just funny. He has, this crazy library and the book bug that runs it. But that's Horace H. Hoover. So if you haven't checked that out, you should check that out. Brian Bow has artwork in there. Here's his latest, Wolf and Batsy. He does awesome stuff. It's got a really sexy lady in his piece. And I kind of like those. So, another great one. Here's the one, Jim Whitting, Margot the Intergalactic Trash Collector. It's kind of a fun book. I think you can get him on, if you go to Whitting Studios, you could get it on his site. And I think this is all said and done. I got to send out a thank you to everybody, but here's some interiors on it. Pretty cool. Then he's got a backup story done by a different artist. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, more stuff. Here's something. This is Peter. I think this is the book that basically I said I got to get this guy. Just a great stuff. There's a lot of nudity in this one, though. I don't want to show anything too graphic or nude. There's some there. I would think a lot of people know this book, but I think they're launching volume 3 now. So this is volume 1. Yep. I guess that's it. That's all I got. It's for stuff that I want to share for artwork. Oh, this is let's see. So I can talk a little bit about the next volume. So I'm already been working on it, planning it out. So the next volume will be called A Dream Within a Dream, which is based on his poem of the same name. Same sort of thing, except it'll have a longer story where this only had 1 page at the beginning, 1 page at the end for sequentials. This I'm trying to do maybe 4 at the beginning, 4 at the end. So it'll end up being an 8-page story. In this volume, as well as the next one, Dr. Mask will appear in all the artwork. And some of it's obvious, some of it isn't. So, but so that'll be a little bit longer, and then I'm debating on whether to change up some of the formatting of it. I might wait till people get this one in their hand, see what people think, and decide from there. But I had talked to Fabrizio briefly about the Raven would be a complete. I'd put the complete poem in there. So whether I get an artist to do a main piece like this, and then maybe a smaller piece of like the Raven or something to put at the beginning. So maybe the beginning would have the text, a small illustration, and then have the major illustration. Because my whole idea of the book was I wanted it to be text on one page, illustration on the other. And that seemed to work the best. But we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. But there's a story called Hop Frog, which if you have seen the Roger Corman Mask of the Red Death movie, then you're already familiar with the Hop Frog story. Because the movie integrated both of those stories into one movie, which I've said before is probably one of the better versions. And it's really cool how they did it, because those two stories go together. And by the looks of it, Hop Frog is actually a longer story than Mask of the Red Death, even though Mask of the Red Death has probably got much more influential. But Hop Frog is about, he's in a medieval king, and he has this dwarf called Hop Frog, who he's a jester, the court jester. And there's also Tripetta, who is his girlfriend, who's there at the court as well. And obviously, the king's the king, and he doesn't really care about them, so they're kind of abused, and he ends up taking his revenge, and what revenge it is. So but I'm definitely this story will definitely be in the next volume. I don't know. I was going to say I'd like to get Brian to do that one, but I don't want him to think that I want him to do every story that has an ape in it. but anyway, so that, and then I'm toying with the idea of having clues of the story scattered through the artwork of the other stories. So, but I've got some guys in mind for the stories coming up. So, we'll see if it works out. This is, I mean, it's going to be similar to the first book where I had like, okay, these I definitely want to do. These are stories I definitely want to be in there. And then other things were just like, oh, whatever comes along, somebody's interested in something, or if I see a story that I think a particular artist would be good at, that I feel, then I'll just go with that, but I do want to stick to kind of a theme. Like, I think everything in this was pretty much horror. The next one, I want to focus on some of the fantasy, but still have some horror. So I'll definitely have Hop Frog. I'll definitely have, which is horror. I'll definitely have Dream Within a Dream, which will be more fantasy. I want to have the Sphinx, which is a kind of an odd short story that has a really cool monster in it. So, and at this point, it would be cool to have Rob Geronimo draw that, because he draws such epic monsters. But we'll see. I'd like to have. I would have any of these guys back again that worked on this, but we'll see what happens. If people have time, and if it works out. And I definitely want to have some new guys come on too. So, so the next book, I don't know if I have anything else really to say about that. Let me check this. I was just pulling up the. All right. Might as well share this too. So this is the PDF that I was going to get, even though we haven't technically met the goal. Close that. Close that. And this is not final yet, but it gives you a good idea what it's going to look like. On that image file, no. Oh, I'm already sharing. Jeez, I didn't even stop sharing. Okay. Stop sharing. Nope. Remove. Okay. Bear with the rank amateur here. Why is it not letting me? Window. All right, share. All right. So this is the digital version of the book that everybody's going to get. So like I said, I don't know what changes. I'm thinking what I think I would like to do on this is make the logo color, maybe leave the black and white, and then have some blood splatter across the cover. But we'll see. So then it just goes to each. There's a table of contents. So you've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stories and one poem. So it's basically the same format. It's, the title and the date it was released. And then throughout, it depends. I just kind of put artwork in where it would fit. I didn't try to force anything. So I just didn't want a lot of blank pages too. And this, I'm wondering if this is the latest version, because I'm not seeing any pictures. All right. Yeah, I don't think this is the correct version because we have no artwork in this. I don't see. Ooh, there's one piece of artwork for the black cat. There could be one for that. Here's a piece for never bet the devil your head. And so there's not a ton of art in here right now. I might have to add some more because it's kind of sparse. But it does have all the stories in their entirety. And I thought that was important. And after my tour of all the different, looks like I need a date on that one, all the different shows, I found that not everybody is as into Poe as I am. So they're not quite as familiar with the stories as me. So, which is fine. I mean, that just became a secondary objective for me was to, so yeah, this has still got some work that needs to be done on it, but that's kind of what it's going to look like. That. Close that. Oh, got a backer. We're at 88%. 88%. That's awesome. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. Believe me, I know it's the first time for me, and it's hard. It's hard to trust new people, and it's hard to, especially when you see some books just never get fulfilled. I mean, even by bigger people. But okay. I'm just going to share this. I would love to show something from Poe's movies, the YouTube channel, but I don't want to take a chance on getting struck on my first real stream. So, but if you have a chance, go over to their channel. They've got a couple of awesome ones there. But if you're interested in reading any of this stuff, this is a great place. It doesn't have everything, but it's got a lot of stuff. This is poststories.com, and it's broken down by, obviously got a biography, but mostly it's broke down between stories and poetry. And there's a bunch of other stuff there, but usually I just okay, I want to look at stories, and I'll just go into stories, and it gives you a list of all the major stories, and you can see a number of them are in the book. And then the poetry, lots of poetry. This one here. So I don't know if people out there have gotten, I think if you ordered it, I have mine sitting here. Let me see. Not that one. I have to be honest. No, I don't have it with me. Thought I did, but it came out on a Wednesday. That Alterna did the latest issue. I guess I don't know if it was 22 or 24. It's not 23 because that's the one I have, and that's not it. But Tyler Wetland did a version of this complete sequential story of this poem, and it was pretty amazing. So if you do have the book, congratulations. And go ahead and read that, because it was, like I said, really well done. And if not, you can go to Alterna site and alternacomics.com and grab a copy of it. I don't know what they're charging now. $2.99. Still the cheapest game in town. $2.99. Crazy. But anyway, they also have the poetry there. This is one I definitely want to get into. I have so many of these I want to do. I don't know. They're obviously not all going to make it into the next book, but I'm planning 3 total. But the next one, I'm looking at, for poetry, I want to do A Dream Within a Dream, and then maybe The Haunted Palace or Spirits of the Dead. The Conqueror Worm would be great too. I don't know. We'll see. Story-wise, we'll definitely have Hot Frog. Definitely The Raven would be under poetry, but that'll be in there. It's almost like an epic poem. You know, it's longer than a lot of his poems. So, The Sphinx, I want to be in there. And I've got to work in probably the Mystery of Marie Rougeau, because I want to make sure there's something with the inspector who's in that story. So, but yeah, and then I would love to get that one I talked about earlier with Fabrizio, which is the system of Dr. Tar and Professor Feather. Another funny Poe story. He didn't do a ton of them, but he does have. This one looks pretty extensive too. He did do. Yeah, I just can't. I mean, that's the thing, I'm talking about including, if I include the whole story for a lot of these, then I'm doing like 2 or 3 stories in a comic, and it's just, to me, that's not what I want to do. I want to try to do as much as possible. So I'll try to keep some of them, like The Raven would be complete. The other poems would be complete. Maybe The Sphinx. The Sphinx, I think, is pretty short. But yeah, and then I'm going to do a 3rd volume, and that'll be whatever else I don't put in the other books, I guess. Whatever. We'll see. And I thought about it too. If it caught on and people like it or whatever, I could move on to H.P. Lovecraft too, doing this, because that would be fun as well. But let's see, the Sphinx, is that here? No, don't see it. It's not. Bernice is another great one. There's so many good ones. Facts in the Case of M. Valdemar. That should be in one of these. I might have to wait till the 3rd one. Ligeia is another great one. Yeah, it's hard. It's like somebody asking your band and what your favorite song is. If you love the band, it's kind of hard to pick a favorite song. That's funny. I don't see the Sphinx here at all. Huh. It's kind of a wacky story. I could see why it's not here. Let me just see if I can find a different version of it. AmericanLiterature.com. Yeah, it's fairly short. I could include all of this. Yeah. So here's the Sphinx. But yeah, it just has this really crazy creature in it. You know, look at the description of it. 4 membranous wings covered with little colored scales of metallic appearance of mouth, forming a rolled proboscis produced by an elongation of the jaws upon the size of which I found the rudiments of mandible and downright. I mean, it's just crazy. The death-headed sphinx had occasioned much terror among the vulgar at times. So yeah, I'd love to see somebody do a great illustration of that anyway. If I do that, that does not work. Okay. My StreamYard is not very forgiving. Share screen. All right, we're back. 7 minutes to go. Like I said, we can close the mausoleum door on this one. 88%, look at that. Thanks for everybody that's back, and I really appreciate it. And I guess I won't let you guys down. Like I said, when I started this thing, I was like, I'm not going to be that guy, you know. Yeah. But at this point, if I don't get to the 100%, you know, we'll go from there. We'll do what we can. Because you can on Fund My Comic, you can once your campaign's over, you can basically reopen it as a store, and it'll be a pared down version of what it is now. So there won't be any artwork on it. There won't be. It'll probably be just the basic books. There'll be no bundles. The basic books and the digital. So. And that'll be that. But I really appreciate Fund My Comic and Luke and just having a place to go that you don't have to worry about, you know, being censored. That they're not concerned with your politics. I mean, it's not like they don't have some sort of guidelines, but they're not going to kick you up because they don't agree with you. So I do appreciate that. Updates. Why am I not seeing the updates? Yeah. I swear I made more updates than one. That's crazy. Oh, I'm not logged in. That's the problem. I didn't log in. Those other updates. But let me see. I can just bring that up quick. One thing that I didn't do a good job of advertising to is the other card that I'm adding to this. Stop that. Image file. I guess it. Oh, that didn't work at all. Okay, let's try this a different way. Now we're winding down. We're down to 4 minutes now before this thing closes. I just wanted to show the it's all looking weird now. You know, I can share this maybe. Yeah, the problem is all I have is to bring up my my artwork in right now is it's all hooked to GIMP. But I guess I can show it in this quick. Let's see, view. Three minutes to go. Yeah, no, it's just not. Let's see, window. There we go. So this is the winner of the art contest. So that's going to be in the book. I thought that turned out pretty awesome. And now I'm not going to remember the dude's name, but he's Tarm Hell on X. So if you want to see some other cool artwork, go follow him. And then one other one. And this one here by Homer Glitch is going to be a card that everybody's going to get. So let's remove that. We'll look at the campaign one more time as it closes. The StreamYard is not the best, I would say, but I don't know if Restream's any better. But refresh. We're at 88%, 1147. 31 seconds to go. Crazy. I'll just kind of wait for it to go. And it was only a month. I think originally I planned on doing it for like a month and a half, and I don't know what happened. But when you're doing something new, you learn a lot of things. So things that I would do again, things I wouldn't. Mostly good stuff. This I'm interested to see whether it says 13 seconds. I don't know if it's counting down. I think I have to refresh. Boom. Okay, 88%. That's awesome. That's awesome for a new first-time creator. I appreciate everybody that helped me out with this and that backed the campaign. And now on to the next things. So like I said, what I'm going to probably do at this time is change this to a store. People still be able to get some books here and there. The bundles will be gone. The artwork will be gone. Probably all the Chotsky stuff. It'll just be books, basically. Maybe the T-shirts. And yeah. And then at this point, because I didn't hit goal, and I was kind of planning it anyway, and in probably a week or so, I'll launch a Kickstarter and just see if there's anybody, see if I can get any more exposure over there to people that, I haven't been exposed to now. Not that I want to be exposing myself to anybody, but, oh, Richie, are you there? I can't hear you. You're muted. You're muted for some reason. I don't know. It won't let me unmute you either. There we go. All right. Can you hear me now? Let me see. Can you hear me?
Hey, Mark.
Hey, let me get rid of the other one of you. How are we doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
I haven't talked to you in a long time. I mean,
Yeah, since what was that IC3?
yeah. I was chatting about that. That was such a fun show.
Oh yeah. That was
Yeah.
actually one of the best shows that I didn't like table there, but I had the most fun there, like out of all the shows I did in like last 2 years.
Yeah. I was just walking around and I'm like, you can't, if you're a creator, you can't go there and not be inspired. You know?
Oh yeah.
It's-
And it was all comics, not like no media, no actors, none of that crap.
Yeah. And I'm just like walking around. I'm like, there's a comic book like this. There's a comic book like that, you know, and I'm just buying stuff because I'm like, I have this one. I wish I had it in front of me to show people, but it's this huge book, probably about that big,
Mhm.
you know, and it's all newsprint. It's all printed on newsprint. It's got a cover, but the inside is all newsprint, and it's all about this spy agency. It's like different creators doing stories about this one spy agency, and I'm like, this is amazing, you know. So
Yeah, way more creative than Marvel and DC.
yeah. I talked to the dude about it, and he's like, he said that they produced it in China, which I'm not a big fan of that, but he said it's the only place you could get newsprint done cheaply because like newsprint is cheap, but when you go to a big printer, you've got to print like 5,000 copies or something.
Right.
Most indie guys can't do that. So how are you doing anyway? You've been busy guy.
Yeah, work's been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my whole company shuts down for like a week and a half.
Okay. Well, that's awesome.
So and it took a couple of days for my body to get used to relaxing. Seriously. So I started drawing like a Silver Surfer pinup today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but like before that, I just didn't have the energy to do anything, like work out, nothing. Like
wow.
Yeah, it was stress really fucks you up.
Yeah, it does. Stress is the worst.
Yeah, but it was successful. At least my work stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, how you been?
Good. Just plugging along. You know, I've been trying to. I don't know. I got to go back and figure out how many live streams I was on. You know.
Oh yeah, you did a lot, man.
Yeah, I was trying. You know.
So are you happy with the turnout?
Yeah. You know, I'm like first time creator. You know. And it's kind of an oddball book, I guess. You know. It's not your traditional comic. It's not, you know what I come up
but
with
it probably like hits like a broader market though.
Yeah, maybe. I think once it's out there and people see it, you know, then they'll get a better sense of okay, this is what it is, you know. But it was hard. The hardest thing is like sharing artwork. You know, I couldn't share a lot of artwork.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'll spoil everything, you know. It's just like, like I knew right away that I was gonna, you know, basically spoil yours and Preston's because those were going to be for sale on the campaign. So I'm like, well, I got to show it. I can't be like, hey, imagine what this would look like, you know. So
yeah.
So I went with that, and then the other things I just kind of like. And then Jim Whitting's piece I put out, and the rest of them was just like, well, here's a little piece of it, and hopefully that's enough to whet your appetite. But
did you sell any of the artwork or no?
The only thing I sold was one sketch card.
Oh,
So,
okay. That's a shame.
yeah. But the
Well,
plan,
it's also the holidays,
yeah, who
Tough.
knows? It's just funny because originally I wanted to launch in July, and here we are.
Mm. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
But
But you got pretty close.
yeah, we did.
How does Fund My Comic work? Like,
So I can now that it's over, I can put it into store mode. So
okay.
I can get a little bit of an echo. I can put it into store mode, and then it people can buy whatever's still out there, which what I'll do is I'll pull down a lot of the stuff. But my plan at this point, and if you're still in for it, is to go to, let me just hold on one second.
Yeah, sure.
Am I still echoing? I think it's you echoing for some reason.
Yeah, let me unplug. Hold on.
I can try headphones. I don't know.
Is that better?
Let me see. Yeah.
Any better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now it's.
I just unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to work. Of course, it's going to get tangled.
I know, like Blue Shack, they would get as close as they could with their Kickstarter, and then he would cover like whatever he didn't make to make it to 100.
Okay. I don't think it's echoing anymore. No,
Okay,
it is
cool.
still echoing. Dang it.
Oh, that shit. Sorry.
I don't know what it is.
Hello.
That's not horrible, I don't think. But yeah, so I could just put it in the store mode. But my plan here, and like I said, if you're still down for it, is I already got a Kickstarter set up. So all I have to do is start rolling it. So if you want me to put the artwork out there on that one, I can do that too.
Yeah,
and
sure.
That's
fine.
Get more different people out there.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, so that's the plan at this point. And then if I get more backers over here and there, that's cool. And I might actually, because I have a website, but I haven't done much with it. Basically, it's just a sign up page now. So once I might just leave this as a store, because I can do that indefinitely here if I want to. If somebody wants to buy something, go to Fund My Comic and get it.
Yeah, that's something you definitely can't do on Kickstarter.
No.
Yeah, that's a cool, fun feature for this.
Yeah, I think they all have their good and bad things. The only real complaint I have about the Fund My Comic was the shipping's kind of wonky.
Oh yeah.
And you I may have lost sales because of the shipping, just because if you buy two separate books, it charges you double shipping.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
But
that is, yeah. That's weird.
But there's a lot of good things about it. So the bad things didn't outweigh the good. That's for sure on there. So
yeah,
they only charge 1% too. So,
oh, good. That's good. Wow.
Everybody else is 3 at least, I think. So.
Yeah, I never heard of Fund My Comic before this.
No. Yeah. Let me just do this. I guess we don't need to sit there and still look at the campaign. It's closed.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the plan right now. I probably want to give a week or so and just let the dust settle, and then.
I like your setup over there.
Oh yeah, yes,
that's cool. You're like set up for like interviews and shit.
Yeah, this is just my Batman room.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Looks good.
I ended up, because the only thing I had in here before was I had a chair, like an easy chair. So it's kind of like a reading area, and so I took that out and put in this table in the middle. with everything. So yeah, it seems to work out pretty good. It's a good background. So
Yeah, I like the cover for that you ended up with.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really nice.
right? Yeah, he did an awesome job. It's funny though, the homage cover sold more, which I was surprised at.
Really? Oh wow, that's interesting.
You never know,
You don't ever know, really. Yeah.
but
Yeah. The other comic I did, that just finished. I think it was Kickstarter. Like Cat Lobo's like cover didn't really sell very much at all, and it must have cost an arm and a leg to get her.
yeah,
But yeah, it didn't like. I think she only sold like five issues with her cover.
Huh.
It's kind of fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Something Johnny, Johnny, we were talking to him that day when I first met you. He was looking at different guys, and basically he would look at their artwork, but then he would look at their following. And be like, "Oh, they have a big following. I want to get them on my book."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Cat Lobo has like a huge following, but she didn't like really push it.
Yeah, she's not promoting it.
Yeah. I mean, she posted it for sure, like once, but like when the Kickstarter was live, she didn't push it at all.
Yeah.
I was like pushing like more than the publisher actually.
Well, I know you did a great job for me. I was like, man, every time I turn around, you were helping out, so I appreciate it.
I try, yeah, because I saw like the numbers. I was like, shit, man, he's at 50. Oh, he's at 70. I'm just like, gotta get that to 100.
Can we get it over?
It's like a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got really close. I mean, it's just 150 under, right? So.
Yeah, I probably should have gone on somebody else's show for the final, but I'm just like, you know what? It's around Christmas, and I don't want to teach other people too. So, and it gives me a chance to do a live show. So.
Yeah, that is good though. Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, me neither.
When do you think it'll be shipped out?
So I'm hoping to fulfill have it all fulfilled by the end of March.
Oh well, that's good.
So
I was going
to say I should have the newsprint by the end of January, I think, beginning of February, and then I got to do the rest of them.
Yeah, I like a lot of Kickstarters. It takes like a whole half year to fulfill, or even longer. I helped my friend out, or like he just when did his Kickstarter end? Yeah, I think summer. And I still haven't received my book yet.
Yeah. Well, I've got books I've been waiting years for. So.
Oh, really? Jeez. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I'm a little more choosy about who I back now. Which I'm like, I understand if people don't back me because they don't know me,
Oh, yeah. Well, once you fulfill, it'll be easier the next time around. So.
Yep. And I plan on overprinting a little bit, so I'll have some extras.
Are you gonna have a table at IC3?
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough summer because my son's going to college, so we'll see how that goes.
That's my son just graduated college.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, just this year, and then I got my daughter probably in 2.5 more years.
Okay.
That's going to be something.
Yeah, I only have one, so.
Well, well, then all your money can go to him. You're going to need like more Kickstarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know like how successful it can be.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, my plan at this point is I'm doing 3 volumes of this, and then probably a collection.
Oh, wow.
And in the meantime, I'll be working on other stuff because I've got 2 games I'm working on, and I've got some other stuff too. So, and another comic series that I'm working on. So,
wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
your series is all gonna like be 3 volumes of Edgar Allan Poe.
This one will be the 3
That's
volumes.
cool.
Yep. If people really like it, I can move on
Mhm.
and do. Like I was saying, I could do H.P. Lovecraft too.
Oh wow, that's
That
cool.
That would be. It'd probably make more money. We'll see. But
Yeah, I always think of Mike Mignola when I think of Lovecraft. Like his style. Like, man, I love Mike Mignola's style. It's incredible.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys I love. He's got it. I mean, he's. I don't know. I always say the same thing. I'm like, I love his stuff, but I wouldn't want him drawing Wonder Woman every month or something, you know.
No, yeah.
The guy's style is specific, you know.
He did like a Hellboy cover that like it was like an homage to that what was it? It was an FF cover. I forget which one. Pretty sure it was like the Thing fighting Super Skrull.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, it's to a T. I never realized his style is kind of reminiscent of Kirby. A little bit. Yeah. I never linked the two at all.
Yeah,
until I saw that cover. Yeah. I was like, holy shit, that's like
Kirby influenced so much, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't draw like Kirby if I tried.
No. Well, I can't draw, so.
But you can write. You're a writer, right?
Yep.
That's nice. Yeah, I can't write.
Yeah, that's what happens. You know, I know, like Andy Smith there, he's a phenomenal artist, and I think he realized early on he's not going to be writing anything either, so he always gets results. And it's what everybody's got their own skill, you know.
Well, yeah, artists who think they can write, unless they're like really gifted, I don't think they ever are great at both. Like Image sucked because their writers sucked.
Right. Yeah.
It was just like splash page. It just looked like a whole book of splash pages.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think like John Byrne would be a good example of a good writer and a good artist.
Right. Yeah. That's so rare though.
Mignola
writes too, right?
Yep.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think he does more writing now than drawing.
Jimmy Palmiotti is writing now. He's not. I don't think he does any inking at all.
Okay. Yeah, I know he writes a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like a lot of his indie stuff.
Yeah, what was it? I read. I just backed him because I knew him like once upon a time. But it was what GI Jane and
Painkiller Jane.
Oh no, Painkiller Jane and GI Zombie.
Okay, GI Zombie.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I bought a Painkiller Jane a while back, and I thought it was good. And I never got the next issue or whatever it was of it. I read some obscure stuff that he wrote too. But you know what I just started reading was his Jonah Hex stuff.
Oh really? Is it good?
Amazing stuff. I'm like, why haven't I been reading this?
Yeah, he's a super nice guy too.
Yeah, I've met him a few times. I'm trying to think. Because I try when I go to get stuff signed by him, I like Amanda. I try to have something that they both worked on. So,
all right, yeah.
But
yeah, I stopped collecting for a while, and then when I got back into it, I didn't realize he was married, and I didn't know Joe was married, Joe Quesada, and had kids. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't know I got married and had kids too.
Time keeps rolling.
Yeah. I fell out of comics in '98. It's a long like gap. I mean, I kept buying, but I didn't realize like Jimmy started writing.
Wow, that's a long time, man. I stopped buying about I say like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, I stopped buying new stuff around the same time. Yeah, maybe like 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I still buy back issues and I buy indie stuff.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I have way more indie stuff than I have like mainstream. Because I collect silver and bronze, so I have plenty of that crap. I have enough for like the rest of my life to read. It's like insane. I could never finish it all.
yeah, I perpetually have about 1,300 comics on my reading list.
That's crazy.
It was
Yeah.
awesome in was it November? No, it's October.
Mhm.
Michael Bancroft, who he does his own book called The Lucent, and he also has his own show. But he's like, I'm going to read an independent comic every day.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, that is a great idea. I'm going to do that. So I started reading an independent comic every day that I hadn't read. And
Oh, really? Wow.
I did pretty good. I think I got about 25 done. So, which is cool because there's no point in having them if you're going to read them. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I have like holes in like runs, and I'm anal about it. So until I complete my run, like I won't read it. It's really weird. Not like whole runs, like hundreds. Like I'm just talking to like I have what was it? I think I have I have 18 through 29 of I think it's Exo Man of War.
Okay.
But like there's holes in it, and I just need like to fill the holes before I read at least 18 to 29.
I get it. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I have because like you can get Valiants like in like dollar bins, so I've been hitting all the shops and looking in the dollar bins for Valiants.
Yeah.
They're really good. I didn't realize how good it was until like now. Really solid stuff.
Yeah. You have titles. Obviously, Exo Man of War, like what are other ones?
Magnus Robot Fighter is not that great. Dr. Solar.
You read Shadow Man?
What?
You read Shadow Man?
I haven't. Is it good?
That's my favorite one.
Oh wow. Okay. I'll
I did like it out. Exo was up there though too. And
yeah. It's I got hooked on the number 0 because Joe Quesada did that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of his best books. I really like. Great cover. The whole thing is like great.
Yeah, I've got a. That's another story, but I've got a Exo Zero Gold.
Oh yeah.
So I went to a comic convention, and I had taken a Toy Biz Cyclops figure, and I had modded it into Solar Man of the Atom.
Oh, cool.
And I had made up a pack. I had taken the package and just put a different picture over it, put it back in the package, and I took it to the show. And Bob Layton, I showed Bob Layton. He's like, "Oh, that's really cool." He goes, "Would you trade it?" I'm like, "Okay." So he traded me an Exo Man of War Gold for the figure.
Oh, cool. That is cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I didn't realize he took over after they kicked out Jim Shooter.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know the whole story, but I actually have it here. What is it? It's the Magnus number 18 in the letters page. It mentioned how they kicked out Jim Shooter. It's kind of messed up. A fan called in the other day and wondered why Jim Shooter's picture was no longer gracing the editor's page. That's really bad. And then they go on to say how they kicked him out. I'm like, that's really fucked up.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah.
I just found out recently there's a company called Blue Shack Comics.
Yeah, I did a couple of covers for them.
Okay. So
yeah.
the one, I guess he's the publisher or the founder or whatever the company who used to
Yeah,
work
Zach.
with computer.
Yeah, Zach Lynch. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Marvel basically put Defiant out of business.
Oh yeah. No, I talked to Jim Shooter a couple of years ago at Super Jersey Con.
Uh-huh.
We talked for like almost an hour, and he was telling me how they went after him for that Warriors of Plasm thing,
Mhm.
but really just to shut him down.
Right.
Yeah. So they I mean, he lost. I think I don't know if he won. Or,
Yeah,
they
won.
didn't win.
Right.
But like he lost so much money in the lawsuit that like he basically had to shut down.
Yeah.
It's really messed up. Yeah. Or maybe they did win, but whichever. It's like and he had a toy deal that was pending, like that, he said like it was already a done deal, but then they backed out because of the lawsuit with Marvel. So probably could have turned into like an animated series for him.
Yeah.
It's really messed up.
It was an interesting concept for sure.
Oh yeah, the art was really solid. I don't know who did it.
It was David Lapham?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Janet Jackson.
Mm.
I think she did the colors.
All right, yeah.
But I remember that because I used to have a copy signed by all of them.
Oh really? Oh wow. Yeah, I love Jim Shooter. I don't know. I mean, I've heard he has personality issues and clashes with everyone he works with, sure.
Yeah.
But he used to be the man. Yeah, exactly.
I say it all the time, I mean, I see videos and stuff about the numbers of comics being sold, and they're talking about how absolute Batman's doing so well, and they're like, and then if you really look at the numbers, you're like, Jim Shooter would cancel this title.
Right. Yeah.
Back in his day, it'd be like, this isn't selling enough.
Yeah, but the continuity of Marvel under when he was editor in chief, I mean, it was pretty solid, really solid. Like, I don't think anyone really cared about continuity as much as he did.
Right. Yeah, and that's when. Yeah, I don't know. There was some guys in the comics that were good at their jobs like that, but unfortunately, I don't think there's any left. So.
No. Yeah, and now they don't. I don't know. I don't read new stuff, but it looks like they just go from like huge story arc to huge story arc.
It's reboot after reboot, and
right. I don't think they're really tying the universe together. They're just looking at short-term sales.
That's why, the absolute like, it's not part of the regular, and when I see that, I'm like, why do I care?
Yeah, right. And how the fuck does he dodge bullets when he's that big?
Yeah.
I mean, I hear it's doing well, but I'm not I'm not really into it. It's like a money grab.
Yeah, everything I see from it, I don't like it. So my nephew said he read it, and he said that he did. I don't think he read the Batman. He said, I can't remember. He said, I think he said a couple of them were okay. One he didn't like, but I see like their version of the Joker and their version of Harley Quinn. I'm like, this is terrible, And it's just derivative of derivative. It's just like, come on.
All right, yeah.
But somebody was talking about the fact that Archie has come out and said that they're not going to publish comics anymore.
Oh, really? Oh.
That they're going to end up selling off their rights to. It looks like maybe Omni Press, and then they'll make the comics.
Okay, but they're going to continue with the comics, like someone else.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Right. But the one video I was talking about, he's like, what kind of quality? Because they're paying a bunch of money for a license. What are the quality of artists and creators that can get to work on these books? Because they're paying so much up front.
Oh, I see.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I thought Archie was doing well because they, seemed like they. I mean, I just didn't see them having a lot of problems with selling stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I guess I just see them in the grocery store all the time, and I'm like, oh, they're still in the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
still buying them. So.
Yeah, I'm glad they're still around. I can't imagine like a world without Archie.
Yeah, right.
They're still Mad Magazine, right?
I don't think so.
Oh no! Oh wow!
I think it stopped publishing
Crazy.
too. For years, I think they did a lot of reprint stuff too.
Wow.
But, yeah, now they can probably do like omnibus volumes of Mad Magazine.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what's going to happen to DC like print when they sell the company. Did they get a buyer yet, or what?
They're still going back and forth between Paramount and Netflix.
Interesting. I hope that whoever buys them doesn't like cut off the printed comics.
Yeah,
they could. I tell you, they could.
End up in the same situation and be like, okay, we'll sell Dark Horse. Well, even if Dark Horse would want a company like that, the rights to do Batman.
I see. You're right.
I don't know who could afford to do Batman.
That would be interesting if they just licensed the printed comics.
Yeah, I always say that if I could get the rights, I want to get the rights for the Creeper. I'll probably get them pretty cheap.
Right.
Oh. Oops. Oh. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's gonna be interesting, but they both companies have their pros and cons. They're afraid that if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, that theaters are pretty much done.
Oh wow.
Because they would just want to put everything in streaming. I mean, they released that Frankenstein movie in the theaters so they could be nominated for an award,
Oh, I see.
So,
yeah. I actually live in the town where Netflix is moving.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Eatontown.
Nice.
Yeah. The whole area is going to change once they get it up.
So, what are they doing there then? They're just going to be based out of there? Because they have like a studio now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like sound stages and, it's,
pretty big.
Right. Yeah, they bought it used to be Army base.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
it's really huge.
That's cool.
Yeah, and who
it's
knows?
Good to see stuff get used,
Yeah, it was vacant for a long time. It's just derelict.
So, we had I don't know if it was Amazon at first or not, but somebody came in. They wanted this one area not too far from me, a few miles away, and they wanted to basically bulldoze. It was a big field with like trees and stuff, and they wanted to tear it down and put like a warehouse up. And the town blocked it. They're like, no, we don't want that here. And I was like, well, the problem is taxes are super high. It'd be nice to have businesses so that we're not paying so much taxes. So then years later, the Amazon comes and is like, hey, we want to take this area over. And so whatever happened changed, they pass it. So Amazon goes in there, they build this big warehouse. And then after it's all done, they don't even use it.
Oh, wow. Jeez. The hell?
It's awful. Like, so those guys that turned it down at the beginning were right.
Yeah, I used to work for
big warehouse now.
Yeah, I used to work for Pfizer Consumer Healthcare, and they had a huge campus. And when they moved out, I don't know what they did with that whole area. It was almost like a little town. So I don't know, like what only thing you could put there is like a university. It's hard when like huge real estate, like moves like that happen. And then of course, if you don't have like if you lose something like that, then the real estate taxes go up. But if you have someone like Netflix moving in here, you would hope the real estate taxes would go down.
Yeah, let me know if it does. I just feel like they give the businesses all these tax breaks to move in, and then the tax breaks run out and they leave.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's just I don't know. Gotta be a better way.
So did you ever try to work for the big two, like write for the big two?
No, the only thing I ever did was, I mean, I talked to a lot of creators, through the years, going to shows and stuff. But the closest I got was I submitted something to Marvel about Taskmaster.
Oh yeah,
You could just send in submissions, and usually you just wouldn't hear. And I actually got a letter back, and it had my original thing I proposed, and it crossed out some stuff, and it said, try this and resubmit.
that's cool.
So I did resubmit it, but I never heard back again from it. So, but I always felt like they never used that character correctly. So,
Oh, you must hate the movie then.
oh my god, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. My friend's a huge Taskmaster fan, and he was so pissed off when he saw Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I mean, I don't watch a lot of that stuff anymore. I watch,
but the first thing was Black Widow, right? That was the first appearance in the movies. Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, Taskmaster's cool.
Yeah, they had a guy doing it all through the movie until the reveal. It's asinine.
Yeah, it's. Oh well.
I heard they messed up Stranger Things too.
Oh, did they? Oh no, I haven't seen it yet, so I guess now I don't have to.
Well, it's funny. I watched the first 2 seasons, and then I got rid of my Netflix, and I hadn't really watched it. And then people are talking about, oh, it's really good, and then the last episode or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, not good.
That sucks. Well, they're so old. I mean, they're supposed to be teenagers, but they're all in college already. They're not.
Silly.
It's crazy.
But it goes back to I was talking to Fabrizio earlier, and he mentioned J.J. Abrams and how and we were talking about Stephen King, where a lot of people say that he can't write good endings to his stories. And J.J. Abrams couldn't really do good endings, So
I don't know how M. Night Shyamalan has a career at all. Holy cow! It's such garbage. After Sixth Sense, I mean, what did he do that was any good?
I remember liking The Village when I saw it, but it's been a long time.
Oh god!
I think that's the only other one I saw.
Yeah. Sixth Sense was great, and that was it.
You can only pull that off so many times, I guess.
So terrible.
It's like J.J. Abrams got the same shtick for everything. It's the same way with James Gunn.
Oh yeah.
I saw the Supergirl trailer, and I'm like, it looks like James Gunn doing James Gunn stuff,
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, he was great with Guardians, but that was, that's it.
He's got to do something different. That's the problem. I didn't see the Superman movie, but I mean, I don't know if that was the Superman movie. It was an ensemble cast because that's all he can do.
Right. Yeah. What was that thing on Netflix he did? That was terrible. That was James Gunn, right?
Oh
no,
Peacemaker?
No, not actually. I'm thinking of someone else. Remember that Star Wars ripoff? Was on Netflix.
No.
Rebel Moon.
No, I never saw it, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that's James Gunn. Right. Oh, no, it was terrible. I think it was Zack Snyder. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's just no good movies anymore. I've been struggling to I went back to anime. It's so bad. I mean, I love anime, but the only memorable TV I've seen is just all anime.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
The only anime I ever watched was Vampire Hunter D.
Oh, that was great. That's one of my
And
favorites.
maybe I might have watched Ghost in the Shell too.
Ah,
Those are
you
like
ever watch Wind Ninja Chronicles?
nope.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read a few manga books here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
just to see what it's about, you know.
All right. Golgo 13 is excellent. That's old school. What else is there? Akira's great, but it's overrated. Like, but Katsuhiro Tomo's Memories, that's very good.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, it's an anthology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Speaking of Blue Shack, have you read any of it? There's no one else here in the room except for me and you, right?
Well, we were still streaming live.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I can end the stream if you want. I mean,
Oh, no, it's okay.
I was supposed to be done 45 minutes ago, so.
Okay.
So let me do. I can do that, and we can still chat in the back room.
Okay.
Let's see.